What is good? We're back. Got my man Austin Abbott. I'm Casey Myers. We're the FF Dynasty. We're ready to jump in, talk a little 2025 rookies, but we're going to compare them, do a little versus action before we get super in the deep end on all these guys. And we're going to stick to the higher end guys that we know a little more about coming into this season, because we're going to be diving deep, getting in these trenches, weeding everything out for your pleasure. So you don't have to do any research, and we could just bring you all the information right to your little inner ears with the sound waves vibrating in there, telling you who we like, who we don't like, and some good rationale reasons why. And really the main thing is getting ahead of the value of where these guys, because that's really at the end of the day what fantasy is all about. Is do you like? It's not about so much the player, it's about, do I like the value of the player, and am I over or under kind of where that guy lies. So we're going to do a little bit of that today. Austin, how you doing?
What's up, Casey? This is a great time for your first round, dynasty picks. They're only going to increase in value as we get closer to the draft. So keep that in mind, man. Everybody wants to talk. Everybody wants to hear about the 2025 rookies. And that's exactly what we're going to do today.
Yeah. So me and Big Co did a little bit of this last week, but we were kind of talking a little more theory of things, and we did Genty. So we'll probably skip Genty on this one. We'll talk about some of the other running backs. We're going to maybe do a little Omarion Hampton, a little Kaleb Johnson. Maybe we'll talk a little Tet or Luther Burden, maybe a quarterback or two, and do some verses here. So let's start with Hampton out of UNC. I think this is one of your faves, Austin. I think a lot of people are in on the Hampton train. After that terrible game by Genty, how could he be number one anymore? So, that's everybody saw that one. So he stinks now. We'll see you later. Bo Scatabo, number one running back in all of the rookie rankings, of course, because he did well in front of everybody and Genty didn't. So it's settled. Forget about all the other games those guys played. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. Hampton, pretty high end prospect, right? As far as this class is considered, right?
Yeah, man. He's my RB2. I think consensus probably has him at RB2 to 3 range, but he's legit, man. He's a really good, big, 6 foot, 220 pound, early declare, 21-year-old, over 2,000 total yards this year. Of course, that's rushing plus receiving, 17 touchdowns. The durability's there. He's played 12 plus games in 3 straight years, 5.7 career yards per carry. 38 receptions this year, right? That crushes the 20 reception threshold that a lot of the analytical nut jobs like to see. Undeniable production, Casey. I mean, he's the epitome of this classic 3-down workhorse running back, 97th percentile in yards after contact per attempt. Crushes, inside zone runs. Very, very creative runner. I just think he's truly special, man. And I'll leave you with this, Casey. He's averaging over the last 2 years, 300 touches, 1,880 yards, and 16.5 touchdowns, right? So I just want to say, believe the hype. Omarion Hampton. Omarion Hampton's the truth, man. He's a legitimate RB1 in the NFL.
All right, well, let's start with somebody who didn't get all the accolades and didn't get the draft cap, but still somehow managed to be the RB1 in the 2024 class. Bucky Irving or Omarion Hampton? Who you got?
I feel really confident taking Omarion Hampton here. I love Bucky, man. I really do. Bucky is a baller. Like I know. You could yell at me in the YouTube comments, say whatever you want, man. I am very, very much in on Bucky moving forward, not only in Redraft Dynasty as well, but this is Omarion Hampton, man. He's a different cat. He's a different breed. This kid is going to end up, being, I think we're going to look back from a year from now, Casey. I think Omarion Hampton will be a locked in top 10 Dynasty running back.
All right, well, let's go to an OG who's really had a resurgence this year. Let's go Saquon Barkley or Omarion Hampton.
Oh, boy. Casey, next question. We're not answering this. We're not doing this. No. I can't. I know Jason told me I could give a cop-out answer. I can't do that, though, man. I got to.
So, tell you what, age is the only reason that I think this is a question, right?
Yeah. Right.
Do you want to reset the question or not, ever reset the clock or not on the back? And it probably comes down to your build a little bit. I think Saquon's a guy who can play into his 30s because of how he takes care of himself and prepares. We've had some injuries, but now on the Eagles, pretty healthy. great receiver, does a lot of things really well. But do you want to turn back the clocks, or you want to roll with what you know is good?
No, give me Saquon Barkley, man.
Okay.
I love Omarion, but God, you don't walk away from 2,000 rushing yards. Like Saquon, yeah, sure, he'll probably regress a little bit next year. What's he going to have? 2,000 scrimmage yards, right? He's still going to have like 1,500 plus rushing yards. Dude, he was built in a lab, man. He's special.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do one more on Hampton here in the running back family, and maybe in Dynasty and drafts, this guy comes off the board before him, but I know a lot of people are dying for him to get the hell out of the way. So Blake Corum, the real true Phoenix, can rise from the ashes, but Kyren Williams or Omarion Hampton moving forward.
Wow, man. This is it's the classic day 3 running back who actually hit versus, a projected high day 2 pick, right? Probably pretty early second round pick. I think, I don't expect Omarion Hampton to go late first, but could he? 100% he could. God, Casey, give me Omarion Hampton here. I know you're not going to like it. I know you're not going to like it because you're a huge, Casey, you're a huge Kyren truther.
I do like Kyren a good bit. I do think the Rams will run him until the contract's out, and that's going to be the plan. I don't think they'll pay Kyren a whole lot of money, so he will go elsewhere. Will I be as interested? I'm not. I don't know, but I've really enjoyed the last 2 years of just telling everybody to suck it. So that
fantastic.
It's been good, and he's been excellent for your fantasy team. So yeah, I feel you though. The big time 6 foot 220 plus guy coming in with probably some good capital. Yeah, I can't be mad at you at all. All right, let's move over to Kaleb Johnson and probably be about the same field of questions. I don't know that I've really gotten I've watched both of these guys. I haven't gotten too deep on them. I've kind of just surface level on some of this stuff. I really like Kaleb Johnson. I think a lot of people like Omarion a little better. So you said he's at 2, so I don't know if Caleb's at 3 for you or kind of where you're at. Again, we're early with it. So let's turn back a little bit. Let's go Josh Jacobs or Kaleb Johnson.
Wow. Again, like really good questions, Casey. Boy, I love them both. I am very bullish on Josh Jacobs. Oh my God. I think I want to go Josh Jacobs just because I know that he's been able to replicate that basically every single year of his career, excluding maybe one, like 2 seasons ago. But Caleb, look, like Caleb, Casey, I'll sell you on Caleb real quick. His stock rose tremendously in 2024, right? Yeah. He had over 1,700. Kaleb Johnson over 1,700 yards,
1 million touchdowns, I think, right?
23 touchdowns, almost 1 million. 262 touches this year, Casey. 0 fumbles, right? Top tier ball security. Now, 115 plus scrimmage yards in 83% of his games as a junior, right? That's some true RB1 type of production. That's 10 out of 12 games. He had 115 yards or more. 21 years old, 6 foot, 225, right? So almost identical to Omarion Hampton. If anything, he might be like a little bit bigger, right? And at least weight, like maybe 5 pounds on him. He's just built like he's solid.
Yeah.
And I love this quote from Kaleb. He said, "I don't like juking. If I have to, I will. I like running over people. I like stiff arming, outrunning, catching. And I have way more gas left in the tank," right? Like that was really, really cool to see from Kaleb. Great interviews. You should go check him out, man. Kaleb Johnson, some really good interviews. 2nd in the nation in breakaway yards, 4th in yards after contact. Just elite traits, Casey. I love the vision. This work ethic is something that I really admired as well. It was blatantly obvious, and I'm just a huge advocate of his profile. And I'll leave you with this, man. He ranked 3rd in the entire nation with 28 designed rushing attempts, more than 15 yards. Like that's outstanding. And the final thing, hear me out. Kaleb Johnson had a higher breakaway percentage than Ashton Janty. Okay. So just not saying he's better, but because I don't think that, but Kaleb Johnson is a dog.
Yeah, no, I really, really liked what I saw from Kaleb there. Kenny Walker or Kaleb Johnson.
Hey guys, a quick reminder to head over to patreon.com/the FF Dynasty to sign up for a free membership to get access to the free Discord channel. Or hit your boys with the $5 holler and get access to extra shows, mock drafts, roster reviews, ADP, and player pages. All for your pleasure.
Oh boy. Give me Kaleb. I think I've gotten a little bit lower on Ken Walker than I should.
I just didn't get to see him a whole lot at the back half.
I still like Ken Walker. Don't get me wrong. God, Zach Charbonnet looks good too. I'm not gonna lie. Can we get him on his own team?
Well, we all wanted it. It just never happened. But Ken had a great stretch to start the season there, and then kind of got injured and never fully got right and back on the field.
Yeah,
was a former RB2 in a class for me. Really like Kenny Walker. So TBD on that one. All right, one more for the running back side of things. Let's go to Bucky Irving on this one, where we started with Hampton. Would you go Buck or would you go Kaleb Johnson? You're a draft capital queen, so I feel like you're going to go Kaleb Johnson on this one.
No, I want to say Kaleb, but deep down, I do think Bucky Irving's the correct choice here. Bucky was an absolute monster this year. It felt like every single time he stepped foot on the field, Bucky Irving was walking in the end zone or breaking away for like a 50-yard carry. Dude, he's so good. Yeah. Give me Bucky.
All right. Let's switch over to the receiver side of things. We'll stick with the higher end stuff because I think I'm not really sure how some of these hardcore dynasty guys are already so locked in on who they like at every position for the rookies. If you were paying that much attention to the NFL, it's really hard, especially if you're older and have kids and a life and yada, 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 to have both of those things figured out throughout the season and giving you the best content. So it usually takes us a little longer to get feeling convicted about things. But these upper end guys, I feel it's a little easier to kind of set them in here because their value, they've been kind of the top guys for a little while. So Tet McMillan, been a lot of guys, high end, receiver in this class, if not everybody's wide receiver one. I'm not quite as sold on Tet McMillan as just being the runaway one in this class. I feel like as the year went on and Arizona just wasn't any good, quarterback maybe a little questionable. We didn't get to see Tet at his best through this stretch here. So let's start a little lower on Tet McMillan. Let's go DK Metcalf or Tet McMillan.
Wow. Is it bad that I felt like my gut told me DK right away? And I like Tet, but I think DK is a screaming buy low right now.
Okay. Yeah. Jordan Addison or Tet McMillan.
Dude, Jordan Addison is so good. He is literally so good at football. Can I take Tet and trade him for Jordan Addison plus some decent change? Can I do that? Because I think that's what I would do.
I like it. Devonta Smith or Tet McMillan.
Oh, God. I don't think we've seen the best football from Devonta Smith. I think he's got some, higher quality seasons in him. And whether you point fingers at Jalen Hurts or whoever you want to point fingers at, give me Tet here. But that's a really good question.
Taking JSN over Tet?
JSN, yeah. Same. Oh, yeah.
T. Higgins over Tet? Landing spot dependent.
Yeah, right. Like where does T end up? Yeah, I was just gonna say, does Tet go to New England? That would be interesting, right? Obviously, they kind of lack that true number one wide receiver. And here we go. Drake May gets a legitimate weapon in the pass game.
T or Tet to New England?
Give me, I think.
Which were you saying to New England? I'm sorry.
No, I was sorry. I was talking about. That's so funny because it applies perfectly to both. I was talking about Tet getting drafted there.
Yeah. They might have the N'Keal Harry scaries that they.
Yeah. Dude, don't even say that, Casey.
I think Tet might have that contested red flag that people don't like.
Dude, I know, and I've thought this exact thought before, and we're not going to put that on him. So give me T.
T. Okay. How about Ladd?
Oh, dude, Lad's the truth, man. He was so good, Casey. And to tell you what, he could have been better, right? Like, and I just simply say that because the Chargers did not throw the ball that much at all this year. They could have definitely given him more volume, and he's just so damn efficient. He's so good. I mean, he crushed, man, from start to finish. Lad's just, Casey, you nailed that one.
Yeah. Who would be? We're doing one more receiver here. You want to do Egbuka, Luther Burden, Trey Harris? Is there who's your next favorite receiver in this class right now? And it can change, and these values can all change. But we're in the early off season. Let's get the juices flowing. Who would be the next guy who gets you excited receiver wise? Travis Hunter.
Oh God, Travis Hunter's just so interesting because we don't know what's going to happen. Okay, let's do Travis Hunter just for the hell of it.
All right, we'll start a little lower with Travis Hunter. Maybe by the time we're done with this, and Travis Hunter's going to be a receiver, and he doesn't need to be any lower. But let's go Xavier Worthy or Travis Hunter.
Oh, it would 100% be Travis Hunter. Now, in this hypothetical scenario, we're talking about Travis Hunter being a full-blown wide receiver in the NFL. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think maybe he plays a little defense.
Okay. Here
and there.
So yeah, give me Travis Hunter candidly over Xavier Worthy.
All right. How about Jalen Waddle?
Oh, dude, I love Jalen Waddle.
Down season.
Boy.
We know what he's capable of.
Go buy Jalen Waddle. Stop.
Seen WR1 seasons from him.
Yeah.
Tyreek unhappy.
Dude, that's the thing. Like, if I know apparently everything is good today, like, which is hilarious after he literally just said, I'm out, bro. Like, I'm done. I've never missed the playoffs in my life. I'm out. It's like one day later, he's good, apparently, according to their owner. I don't know about that.
He's going to be on CT ESPN before you know it.
Dude, he changed his profile picture on Twitter to AD. I was like, geez, man. Like, he's really trying to replicate exactly that. And he's doing a good job. I think I want to go Jalen Waddle here, man. I mean, 3 straight years of over 1,000 yards, 70 plus receptions. I'm very, very in on Jalen Waddle. I know it was a tough year, but I promise you things will get better for Jalen Waddle. But I think, Casey, you nailed it. I think this is right around the territory for Travis Hunter. And I think most people would tell you Travis Hunter over Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, that's just because of recency bias, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, 2 years ago, it would have been Jalen Waddle versus the world. And that player's still in there. We just got to get the team healthy, So it's a little questionable. All right, you said DK Metcalf for sure over Tet, so let's put you to the test and go DK or Travis Hunter.
Oof, I don't think most people are going to agree with me on this. I want to go DK here. I feel like I'm going to get chirped in the comment section for that. God, maybe I'm too high on DK, man. I know we saw we knew that JSN was going to get better. I didn't think he would take this jump from year 1 to year 2. I thought it might be year 3 or year 4. I didn't expect him to really go 0 to 100 like that. So I think we're going to see DK play some better football next year. I think JSN's still going to be a dog next year. Right? Yeah. I think they're just going to have 2 really good wide receivers. And did you see Tyler Lockett's cleats, man? That final week?
I did.
He basically had like his retirement written on his cleats, like saying he's hanging it up. I don't know if this is 100% his final season. It may have been his final game, but that kind of came out of nowhere, right? I thought Tyler Lockett had a little bit more football in him, but like he's a really smart dude. Like he's deep into real estate. Like he's very much focused on money clearly after football. So he's got a good head on his shoulders, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did hang it up. Now that I think about it, so
yeah, he needs to go get himself either shave that head or go get some Bosley or do something. But he's a great player, so much fun to watch, and a great career from Tyler Lockett. Definitely won me some money at some point through his career. How about Travis Hunter or Chase Brown?
Okay, so first non-wide receiver. I'm Chase Brown.
Yes, switched it up a little.
Give me. Wow, it feels so wrong saying give me Travis Hunter, but that's probably where I would go. I just felt like Chase Brown was an automatic 20 plus, fantasy points every single
Yeah.
week. And it's like, what am I doing here, Casey? Why am I taking the mystery box? But
I don't know. All right, last one on this train. Let's go Ayuk. Injured, down year.
dude, I sound like a broken record, man. I love Brandon Ayuk so much.
I think Debo may have played his last down in San Fran.
Yeah. God, I mean, he's just 1 year removed from 1,350 receiving yards, dude. Brandon Ayuk is so good at football.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Can I beat him out for the wide receiver one there in San Francisco? I don't know, man.
I think he's pretty safely in the wide receiver one. He just got to come in here and hopefully that injury was early enough that it doesn't hinder into next season too much, and he's ready to go and ready to take the role of being the guy in that room. Obviously he had been kind of I don't want to say DL and disrespect him, but he was kind of the the guy in that room. And now when you get paid like that, I need you to be focused and driven and leading. And it didn't feel like it was like that at all when he came back. So hopefully that was kind of a one-off and we see a different Ayuk next year.
Yeah.
And if we do, then it's Ayuk. And if we don't, yeah. All right, let's go. Let's do one more set of these and we'll do quarterback wise. I think there's only really two to talk about at the moment. Let's talk about where we're going to Cam Ward would slot in here. We just talked about the rookie quarterbacks in the last episode we just did. So Cam Ward or Dak Prescott.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna go with Cam Ward here. I mean, Casey, like you're talking about a lot of players today that are just great buy lows. I know what you're doing to me, man. You're talking about a lot of these players that got banged up and they're just nobody wants them anymore. And I'm sitting there like, oh, they all look pretty good, man. I would buy a lot of these guys, but yeah, man, I think I want to go Cam Ward here.
Yeah, I got a mock draft pulled up in front of me and just some guys that fell in some areas and Dak's like a year removed from being like QB3.
Yeah.
On the season, and now he's going in like the 5th round. It's such a luxury to pick him up there. Cam Ward's turning the clock back at least 4, 5, 6 years, maybe. I don't know how old. I know he's a little older. I don't know Cam Ward's exact age, 23, 24.
Dak Prescott is 32 in July.
Yeah.
And Cam Ward is 22. Wow.
22. So good.
About
good
to be 23. So 9 years.
Turning the clock back there. Do you want the known? I think I'm sticking with Dak Prescott, but I do like Cam Ward more than most there. And I think, he's going to end up being a high pick and he'll be a high Superflex startup pick, which typically will land him quarterback wise in the 3rd or 4th round. I feel like it could be a little lower than that. And that'll be, a hair higher than where Dak's going right now. All right. So you said Cam Ward over Dak.
Correct.
How about Baker?
Baker versus Cam Ward. Give me Cam Ward.
Ooh, spicy. All right. How about your boy Anthony Richardson?
Dude, I should just throw this hat out, man. I'm fucking garbage, man. No, like in real life,
Cam Ward.
Naturally, I want to lean Cam Ward. I don't want to lean. I'm full blown Cam Ward here, but I think that in Dynasty, if we're talking, fantasy points, man, it's much more of a question. All right, dude, give me Cam Ward. I hate to say it, man. Like I am so disappointed with Richardson, and I was doing my best to just take the Colts lenses off and just really focus on how valuable I thought he'd be for fantasy. Anthony Richardson has been one of the most frustrating, disappointing players really over the past 2 years.
Yeah. Well, fantasy wise, in that first year, it was pretty excellent, and then some injuries, and then it's up and down this year, fantasy wise, quarterback play wise. There was some good stuff and some bad stuff this year. What was really disappointing for me with Anthony Richardson is just having all the surface stuff come out of just like that. He doesn't seem to want it. And that's when I start to get a little concerned, because coming out at all intents and reports were, hey, really smart guy, loves football, yada, yada, yada. Now, you got reports of him being late to meetings, him just having to have guys on the team pull him aside and be like, hey, this isn't the standard.
Yep.
Those are the kind of things where I go, if he's not willing to do this and this is the product he's putting on the field, now I'm a little concerned. So maybe this is a rude awakening and we come in and we see just a dialed in Anthony Richardson being the leader. And if that's the guy who's going to put in the work and the time and the effort, all the tools and traits and everything's all there, right? It's all right there to be a great fantasy asset. And that's why I stuck with him for so long. And he's so tantalizing because he could put up 20 points in a freaking quarter, man. That's, and when we talk about these guys, we're almost always talking about them in a fantasy setting. So it's not about the actual quarterback play. It's what the guy can do from a fantasy perspective. And now we've reached the point in the runway where you're in the Justin Fields area now, where you have this year where you better come in and figure it out, or you're going to be elsewhere. And then it's going to be kind of weird for your fantasy value. So I want to stick with Anthony Richardson there.
Really? Over Cam Ward?
Well, I said I want to stick with Anthony Richardson there. I think I'm going to go Cam Ward, but man, I'm going to have some faith that Anthony Richardson comes in and straightens it out. But I'll go Cam Ward for this exercise, just so the people, and I'm willing to adjust a little bit here, So, yeah, let's go there. How about Bo Nix or Richardson, or Bo Nix or Cam Ward?
Give me Bo Nix.
Yeah.
I think of Bo Nix over Richardson, Bo Nix over Cam Ward.
So let's get the Scheduer conversation going here to end this pod today. Just some fun conversation going through these guys, and we'll be doing this a lot throughout the offseason, especially as we dial this in a little more. Is Scheduer ahead or below Cam for you? Right.
Cam is ahead of him.
Okay, same. All right, so Scheduer or Penix?
Oh, Michael Penix by a good margin.
Cam and Penix over Cam too, right?
I'm sorry. Did you say Cam Ward over Michael Penix?
No.
Yeah,
Penix over Cam Ward, or you tell me.
Yeah, no. I think like that. That's much more of a question. I didn't mean to say yes to that. I do have Penix over it. Like I view Cam Ward as. I don't want to call him safe because I don't think that, man. I view him as the QB1 in this class, and I still have a lot of concerns about him. But I'm trying to think back to how I felt about Michael Penix Jr. just 1 year ago. And I know that I was I know that I was more bullish on him, at least as a prospect, right? Yeah. I think highly of Michael Penix Jr., man. And I think that most people are going to agree when we look back in a few months, right? I wish they would have been able to sneak into the playoffs. It's okay. I'm happy that he's going to be the guy week 1 next year.
I think he'd be the runaway QB1 in this class, Penix. So,
I agree.
I'll take him over both of those guys. All right, so Dak or Sanders?
Dak Prescott.
Same. All right, let's go backwards then. How about JJ McCarthy or Sanders?
Oh boy,
tougher. Weird situation. Yeah. So maybe another question.
It's
Bryce
so
Young
to answer that.
Bryce Young resurgence or Scheduer Sanders?
Bryce Young with full confidence, man. Bryce is gonna go on to knock on wood, man. As long as he stays healthy, I really think Bryce is going to take another step forward next year. Maybe the Panthers still miss out on the playoffs. That wouldn't surprise me, but man, he's a good player. He was a very good prospect. If you take away, you can't. But if you just didn't look at the height and weight, right? If you looked at the actual film, you would have 100% be in on Bryce Young, and it's really reassuring. It's really nice to see. I'm so happy for him, man. I think of anyone in the NFL, like in terms of year 1 to year 2, like I mean, he's one of the biggest risers. I shout out to Bryce Young, man. Keep crushing it, man. Keep being a better version of you.
Hell yeah. Let's all right, Sam Darnold or the actual starting quarterback for the Vikings or Scheduer Sanders.
Sam Darnold. Give me Sam, dude. Am I wrong? 14-3. I mean, 36 touchdowns this year, right? 36, I think it was total touchdowns, or whatever it was, dude. He's been fantastic. That Casey, I don't want to get off topic, and I'll be quick with this.
This is the end of the show, so go for it.
This is so interesting, and there's no debate. It's not a question. It's just really intriguing to me, right? That you trade up. you draft a quarterback top 10 and he's not even seeing the field, right? Yeah, sure, he gets injured, but it's like, oh boy, what do we do? Like this is a great problem to have, right?
Yeah,
This is the best
sure.
case scenario, the best outcome for Minnesota. I mean, Sam Darnold is just, it's the best supporting cast he's ever had, but wow. Just how do you not give him the bag next year? I think he's on what, a 1-year prove it deal.
10 mil.
I have to. Okay, it was a 1 year, 10 mil. I thought it was close to that. Dude, he's gonna get probably a bigger Baker Mayfield type of contract, which was what, 3-year, 100 mil from the Bucs.
Yeah,
I think it was a 3-year, $100 million. I bet you Sam Darnold beats that.
That's the contract that I see Sam getting from them, and then
close but bigger, in my opinion.
We'll adjust for inflation. Right. But no, I think that's what they should do as well. Maybe give him 2 years with a 3rd year option or something, and then see where you're at with JJ. See if Sam can replicate this again. Maybe you even franchise tag him this year, and see kind of how that goes. But if I'm Sam, I want to stay where I'm at, because I want to continue to prove that I'm doing this. I don't want to go somewhere else and take the $60 million if somebody wants to pay me that. I understand that, hey, you could go get that, but hey, let's go put 2 more good seasons together and then go somewhere else, have a longer leash, and feel more confident in myself and my position. That's kind of the way that I view that. But I feel you. Good for Sam. I think I might take Scheduer Sanders over Darnold.
Stop. No, you wouldn't. I'll tell you what, Sam would not be happy if he got franchise tagged. That would be, oh boy. He's looking for that first big payday, Casey. I mean, aside from
he still get a lot of money for getting franchised.
I know, but
he probably got a lot of money to be the first pick overall too, or whatever it was.
4-year, $30 million contract. Which, he's set for life. Don't get me wrong, but he's looking to chase that bag, and he's going to get it, man. He's going to get a lot of money. I'm telling you, it's going to be.
Kirk Cousins got franchised a few times. It worked out for him.
I know. It's just, this is such a unique situation because Sam Darnold has not put together one good year of football until this year. Like, you go pull up the numbers, man. And
Carolina had him and they let him go.
Dude, and Baker. You see that picture with them sitting next to each other?
Of course.
I was just like, of course. And now Bryce is starting to look good. So thank God. But pray for the Carolina Panther fans. And Sam Darnold's only 27 years old, by the way.
Yeah.
So
I'm happy for him, man. It's awesome.
It's not like this is just going to be a anything remotely close to the Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers type of situation, right? It's not like Jordan Love. I'm comparing him to JJ McCarthy real quick. It's not like he's just going to go sit for a few years. Again, Sam Darnold is 27. So this dude could literally play for the next 5-10 years, however long. So let's, why not run it back, Minnesota?
Why not? I would. I like it. All right, let's wrap this one up. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment below. 5-star review if you're listening on the pod. Very much appreciate it. We have a lot of great stuff coming down the pipeline. You can keep it locked and loaded to me and Austin for all your rookie content pleasures throughout all the offseason. We'll be doing plenty of mocks, plenty of value discussions, plenty of deep dives on these players in various forms of different shows. Be sure to go follow Austin at Austin Abbott on the Twitters, or at Austin Abbott FF on the Twitters, 2 B's, 2 T's, 2 F's. You can come follow us at the FF Dynasty on the Twitters as well. We got some extra stuff on the Discord through the Patreon. You can get a $5 holler, get some extra episodes. There's a free Discord you can join, help you get in some of the mock drafts, as well as, you'll be in the free version of the Discord where you can chat amongst the other, 300 to 250 strong in the Discord chats there. So be sure to come over there, grab yourself a spot, ask your questions, talk amongst yourselves. Then the $5 holler is also a good way to get some more content, get ADP. We got rankings. We'll have rookie rankings, all that kind of stuff over on that side. Austin, you can go check out his Patreon as well. He's got everything you need over there as far as rankings and all that good stuff. So make sure you go check that out. And furthermore, make sure you're subbed so you get all this right to your little fingertips every time we drop a new episode. Until next time, I'm Casey Myers. That's Austin Abbott. We're the FF Dynasty. Peace.